Hi everyone, Brady Joker here. Welcome to What I Watched in July. This was the first month where we had less than a week, and I was like, am I even gonna be able to make a monthly video this month? Because at this point in time, I have only seen 5 movies. But then I kicked it in gear, and now I have 11 movies to talk about with you guys. So let's start with the new watches, shall we? Alright, number 8, Gangs of New York. It is currently August 5th as I'm recording this, and I know in my last monthly video I said I wanted to have Scorsese done by the end of the year. Well, now I wanted to do it before I left for college. So as I'm making this video right now, I only have one Scorsese movie left to watch. So in this month and then next month, we're going to be talking a lot about Scorsese. So I'm going to save a lot of my thoughts for my upcoming Scorsese ranking, which you should totally check out when it does come out. What I'll say about Gangs of New York is I thought it was pretty boring, pretty bland all around in terms of characters, except for Daniel Day-Lewis. He is the only thing keeping this movie afloat. And it just felt really corny and cheesy in the wrong kind of ways. And that's weird, especially for Scorsese. Alrighty, number 7 is going to go to Age of Innocence. This is another Scorsese. Again, Daniel Day-Lewis is really doing a lot of work here, keeping this afloat, despite, I think, his character being pretty one-dimensional, pretty surface level when it comes to, you know, this kind of character. I will say I really do like some of the stylistic choices that this movie makes with its cinematography, the way it's structured. There's great story moments that I enjoyed, but honestly, for the most part, I just thought it was a bit too long and a bit too boring at times. All right, number 6 is gonna go to The Aviator. Another Scorsese. At least this one is actually not too bad. I did actually like this one. While yes, it is way too long. This thing is near 3 hours. Because I've been knocking out a ton of Scorseses, and you guys know, this dude's average movie length is around 2.5 to 3 hours. So right now, the norm of movie is just like 2.5 hours. That's just like the norm to me now. Yeah, Aviator, too long. Do have a pretty good Leo performance in this one. I think he was actually really solid in it. But honestly, pretty standard as far as like a biopic goes. It's also a pretty typical Leo performance, you know. Man is at the height of his success, and then boom, all of a sudden he's crazy. Welcome to Leo. Alrighty, number 5, F1. I didn't expect this to make the top 5, but yep, it's F1. It's the summer blockbuster this year. Like last year, we had Twisters. A couple of years before that was, of course, Top Gun and Maverick. And now we have the new summer blockbuster that is F1. It's a racing movie. It's about all I have to say. It's a racing movie. The racing scenes are breathtaking. Really loved all the racing scenes. And while Brad Pitt in times felt like he was kind of phoning it in, I do actually think he did care quite a bit for this movie. I think he did actually try in certain scenes. I also think the guy who was in Snowfall, I think he was good. I don't remember his name. But he was good. Idris something. Something Idris, I don't remember. But as far as everything else goes, it's super surface level. Literally, I called every single plot point. Literally, again, it's like 2.5, 3 hours. No, it's like 2.5. It's like 2.5 hours, and like, I don't know why so much of it was dedicated to like the stupid side romance that has to be in this kind of movie. Like, because I also think a lot of the character arcs, if that's what you want to call them, feel super like inconclusive and just not that satisfying. So I think if we dedicated a little bit more time to the central dynamic between Brad Pitt and the other guy, would have been better. But we got a lot of time on that romance stupid stuff that I did not care anything about and had literally zero relevance to the plot. All around, it was fine. Whatever. Number 4, Superman. Now, yes, I was not blown away by this like so many people were. But I'm also not a Karsten who absolutely Lex Luthered the movie and hated everything about it. I had a great time. I had a good time with it. I thought every performance was really solid. The movie looked good. For the most part, I didn't really notice all the CGI. Honestly, if I had to complain about this movie, it would be that it's very, I don't know, standard for a superhero movie. Like, it really didn't do anything. It was like, I thought, it's James Gunn. He completely revamped Suicide Squad a couple of years ago, and that was really good. I mean, he did Guardians of the Galaxies, which are, not your average superhero movie. I thought Superman was gonna maybe twist something, maybe do something a little bit more out there. But no, this felt like me walking into a Marvel movie that was just, coded in DC. So, honestly, not even that funny. For a James Gunn movie, I thought it'd be a bit funnier. I was a little underwhelmed because I didn't think it was all that funny. But still, a good time. It's a good, classic, fun superhero movie that you can have a good time with. Just for me personally, it just wasn't anything that crazy. Number 3 is going to go to Eddington. We got 3 2025 releases back to back to back. Wonderful. And I freaking loved Eddington. I think it's pretty clear at this point that from my Beau is Afraid review that I did last year, or no, 2 years ago. Holy crap, Beau is Afraid was released 2 years ago. And my Ari Aster ranking video for the, limited ranked, directors ranked that I've actually done. I'm a pretty big Ari Aster fan. And I think this is a great movie. I love how, neutral it is. There are pros and cons to literally every single character in the entire movie. Pedro Pascal has his pros, he has his cons. Joaquin Phoenix has his pros, he has his cons. I love how, I think this is one of the most ballsy films I have ever seen made in the last few years, because it is, tackling a lot of really sensitive issues that happened, 5 years ago at this point, not half a decade. So it's just really ballsy and gutsy to make something that really tackles this, sensitive stuff so head on. And I respect the hell out of Ari Aster for that, personally. Well, I think it is just a little bit too long. I all around had a great time with it. Really good ending. I enjoy this movie a lot. All right, number 2, Last Temptation of Christ. Wow, so much better than I thought it would be. I loved it so much more than I thought I would. This is one of my new favorite Scorsese movies. Willem Dafoe as Jesus, absolutely, yes, I want that every single day. He is incredible. Harvey Keitel as Judas, also a big yes. Please lose the hair though. My God, please. Jokes aside though, this is it's one of my favorite Scorsese screenplays ever, scripts. Paul Schrader gets absolutely busy with the script here. I love how it's able to, take the most famous story of this man's life ever told. I mean, Jesus is the most famous man to ever live. They take his story, they're able to put a bit of a spin on it. They tell it in a way that's new, while still being very faithful to God and the Bible. I feel like a lot of people could be turned off by some of the stuff that happens in the third act. If you've seen it, But personally, the whole third act really worked for me because it was something new. It was something I wasn't expecting, and I think it adds so much to the themes and the purpose of the movie. Because the movie tries to paint Jesus as a human. He is a human with, personal grievances and morals that he has to work through himself. it really shows his internal battle with himself. Like, if he's the Messiah, if he's truly the chosen one, is God really there, to protect me and to help me? And it shows him battling these thoughts through the whole movie, and I think it's amazing. I love it. So yeah, Last Temptation of Christ. While I do think the first act is a little bit slow, a little bit hard to get into, man, once it picks up, it picks up. And I love this movie so much. But number one for me is The Departed. Now, this is technically a rewatch because back in 2020, I used to sleep on my couch, like out in my living room for some reason, and I would sit on my iPad and play Geometry Dash because I didn't have my laptop yet. But one night I used to just fall asleep watching like fucking Golden Girls or Frasier, whichever one was on. One night though, I was changing the channels and I landed on The Departed, and I don't remember if it was the very start or if it was maybe 15-20 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I know who Leo is, because my mom is a huge Leo fan for a long time, so I was like, I know that's Leonardo DiCaprio. Literally didn't know who Matt Damon was. I knew who Jack Nicholson was because I love Joker. I mean Joker, my Joker. You can't even see him. Bunch of Joker minifigures, and also my name is fucking Joker. So Jack Nicholson. I also knew The Shining at that time. So I was like, Jack Nicholson too. Sure, I'll leave it on. No idea who Martin Scorsese was. No clue. Did not know who this dude was, and knew nothing about film. And yet I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The ending absolutely blew me away. And now as I'm rewatching this 5 years later, I knew very little about the movie. I totally forgot almost every single plot point except the ending. I remembered the ending very, very vividly. And even still, knowing how we end up, the entire film, I am constantly on edge. I am just biting my nails. I am stressing the whole movie to how we end up, how we do. And it is one of the most gritty, one of the most just intense watches because you are constantly on edge, and I love those types of movies. While this is a very big like Scorsese movie, there are things about it that I don't love compared to some of the others, like Goodfellas, and that is like there's not a lot of heart in this movie. Like, this is a very, very cold movie with very little like humanity in it, but all around, three very great central performances. Marty gets busy in the director's chair here. Just a brilliant movie. All right, we got 3 re-watches to go through. They're all in my top 10 favorite movies, so we can just start with that because my girlfriend wanted to watch all of my top 10 movies, and we had 3 left, and yeah, I mean, that's why she's the GOAT. She wants to watch my movies. All right, so I guess number 3 is RRR. I hadn't seen this movie in over 2 years, so I was a little bit worried going into it that I actually wouldn't love it as much as I did back in 2023 when I first watched it 3 times. But no. This is still a masterpiece. It's still so much fun. The character dynamic between Beam and Ram, gotcha, is so good. The action, it's so cheesy and I love it. It's just like that one movie that like is so good, and I just have fun with it regardless. Number 2, Trainspotting. This is like my 7th time watching this movie or something. I've talked about this thing to death in previous videos, so many monthly videos, and even my Danny Boyle ranking video, which I haven't seen 28 years later yet, sorry. So I've talked about this movie to death. It's my favorite script of all time. Yeah, perfect characters, amazing cinematography. It's Trainspotting. And number 1 is Fight Club. I don't care if this is in my top 3. It's my 3rd favorite. This is what got me into cinema. Of course, I'm still gonna hold it very, very near and dear to my heart. But again, I've talked about it to death. Watch my Fincher ranking. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this. I love this movie a lot. My favorite part about watching this movie is I love when people say they've seen this movie and they're like, dude, Tyler Durden, he's so cool. Like, that's who I want to be like. I'm like, did we watch the same movie? Anyways, that'll do it for this video. I have a couple ideas. Like, I kind of, now let me guys, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments. I mean, really, I want to know if you guys would actually watch this. I have a mean Lego DC figure collection. I mean, this is all DC minifigures behind me. I've been collecting them for 11 years. I want to, like, make a video going through my whole collection because it's my proudest collection ever. So if you guys want to see that, just let me know, because I'd have a blast making that, going through all my figures, because it's pretty dope. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. Whatever. Bye.